There's still people coming late. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam, madam.
Salam, madam.
Okay, good. How's everybody? How are you tonight?
Good.
Alhamdulillah.
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 How's your iman tonight?
InsyaAllah.
Oh,
Good.
insyaAllah, huh?
Good.
What does insyaAllah means?
Not bad.
Not bad. What not bad means? Okay, let me ask you some question. Who has, you can put reaction. Who has given for charity today? Raise your hand, put reaction. Anybody who has given for charity, bersedekah, infak, fisabilillah today? Anybody? No? Then macam mana iman insyaAllah? Okay, let's try another one. Anybody visit a sick person today? Anybody? No? Anybody did? Okay, sick person, Aisyah. Who you visited, Aisyah, today?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother is sick?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. In Islam, there are a lot of reward for those who visit the sick people. Do you know what's the reward? Do you know what's the reward? Aisyah, do you know what's the reward? No? I will find the hadith for you. It's a beautiful hadith. And it's Sahih hadith. Whenever we go, we have intention and we are going to visit somebody who is sick, right? For the sake of Allah, we go there because we love them for the sake of Allah, and we go there. Allah will send, if I'm not mistaken, 70 or 70,000. I can't remember. You can Google the whether it's 70 or 70,000 of malaika will be with you. So if you're going in the morning, right? So there will be 70 malaika who will follow you in your car, or if you're walking with you, and going with you to see the sick. And the malaika will keep on making dua for you. And the malaika will stay with you until the evening. If you go from the evening, the malaika will make dua for you until the morning. And imagine malaika, the angels, they don't have any sins. If they make dua for you, the dua is makbul. Allah will hear their dua. So it's a big reward. If you know anybody sick, you should run to go there. Because it will make the sick person happy. Number two is you will also get a lot of blessings from Allah. Okay, good. Next question. Who has done Qiyamul Lail last night? Last night? Anybody did Qiyamul Lail? Put some reaction or raise your hand if you don't know how to put reaction. I am student, right? I said, madam, not Qiyamul Lail. I even do more than that. I know. Okay. You know why I'm asking this question? Is it correct in Islam to ask this question in public? You think it's right or wrong? Give me your dalil. Mana ustazah? Where's our ustazah? We have two ustazah. Where's the Indonesian ustazah? Yasmin? Yasmin, you're the ustazah, right? No? Who's the ustazah? Fik. Usul Fik. Mana tak ada lah. Where's the ustazah? No longer coming to my class? Oh, no longer. Where's the Indonesian sister?
Madam.
Huh? Yasmin, right? Yes. So answer my question. Is it right or wrong in Islam to ask that?
Sorry, madam. Repeat.
You cannot hear me?
No, not very clear. Not clear.
So I was saying, is it right or wrong for me to ask in public whether you all have done the things that I asked? Qiyamul, visiting the sick and doing these good deeds. Is it right or wrong in Islam?
Um, it's okay, but depends on people who want to answer or depends on people who want to answer or not.
Depends on the people want to answer or not.
Who wants to answer or not.
So what's your dalil? Give me your
Sorry,
dalil.
madam. I don't
Huh?
know.
You don't know? Okay, brothers and sisters. We are Muslims. We don't follow Islam blindly. We follow Islam because of the knowledge of Islam. So because we are used to orang panggil apa Islam keturunan. Islam based on the your grandparents, your father and mother in your IC card, you know, the IC apa bahasa Inggeris? Identity card, right? So Allah will not look at that. Allah will look at on what basis are you a Muslim? Are you a Muslim that you choose to become a Muslim, or you just by chance that you are a Muslim, right? And that's important. And one thing about being a Muslim is we should understand our religion. So this question is difficult saja je saya tanya Yasmin. But the point, and I don't expect her to answer. Just the point that I want to bring is that everything in our life as a Muslim, we should know where is it coming from. Is it right or wrong? If we say it's right, who says it's right? Is it your mother says it's right? An ustaz says it's right? A lecturer says it's right? Or you said it's right? Or Allah and His Rasul say it's right? So we need to be clear. That's why as a Muslim, we need to have knowledge in Islam. We cannot just simply be a Muslim without having knowledge. And we need to, will the knowledge come in your sleep? You just sleep one day and then the next morning you become mashallah, you know everything about Islam. Is that how it works? How does it work? Who wants to answer? Who's that? Who's that? I cannot hear you. Who's that?
Zafira, Fatih Zafira.
Fatin Zafira, yeah. So how does it work?
We learn from Ustazah.
Yes. So the key is for you to seek knowledge. We need to find knowledge. Knowledge will not come running to you. So we should especially when you are in the garden of knowledge and virtue, which is IIUM. It's actually garden of knowledge, right? But the garden of knowledge is there. It depends whether you want to get the knowledge or no, right? Yeah. So because when I talk to many of the IIM students, sometimes what's the word? Pelik, find it strange that the students staying in IIUM but don't go to any of the Islamic talks. Don't go to don't go to the gatherings. And their Islamic knowledge is not increasing while in IIUM. How is it that possible? So then my question to you is, your Islamic knowledge increases when you come to IIUM? If not, why? Because IIM actually full of those who are knowledgeable, and there are lots of lectures. So it depends on us whether we want it or no. The internet, you can find anything in the internet. I wonder what do you browse? If I can, you know, I have a software that I hack all your handphones and laptops. What do you search? You search for Islamic knowledge, or you search for any other things, right? So our life is very short, and we should use our life to know about our deen, about Islam. It's sad if we call ourselves a Muslim, but we don't know much about Islam. Okay, regarding my question just now, whether what do you call it? Whether it's right or wrong. Actually, it's from the Sunnah. The Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam once called in the morning after, and he didn't do it at night like me. He do it in the morning after subuh prayer. Is it early or not early? Very early, right? And he, in the congregation after salah, he asked all the sahabah in the masjid the questions, the amal soleh questions. And he said, who have given charity today? You know, before, meaning the person will need to give charity, give sadaqah before subuh prayer. Can you guess who answered? Yes? Anybody? From the Sahaba? Anybody?
Abu Bakar.
Yes, Abu Bakar. And none of the other Sahabat give charity that morning except for Abu Bakar. He said, Ana ya Rasulullah. So me ya Rasulullah. So does Abu Bakar feel shy to tell it? No. And that's a different concept in Islam, right? Sometimes our concept of understanding shyness is wrong. When we do the good things, we shouldn't feel shy. When we do bad things, we should feel shy. But the problem now in Malay, I don't know, in other culture maybe, if you do good things, you feel shy to tell. Tak nak lies, so don't have to tell lies between me and Allah lah, you know. But this is not what the Sahabah understood. Okay, good things, we shouldn't feel shy, and we don't tell. Abu Bakar don't go to Rasulullah SAW, oh ya Rasulullah, today I didn't know. Because Rasulullah asked. That's why Abu Bakar answered. So, but now in the class, if I ask, anybody read Quran, maybe somebody doesn't want to answer. Feel, oh, madam, maybe I feel ujub and takabur, you know, no, you should brush that feeling away. You do it for the sake of Allah, and there's a reason why Rasulullah SAW did that. Because Rasulullah is checking on the Sahaba. Then Rasulullah asked, who visited the sick? Means that in the morning today, it means that before subuh prayer. Amazing, right? And no, none of the Sahaba answered. And again, Abu Bakar answered, Ana ya Rasulullah. Amazing, Abu Bakar. That's why no Sahaba can ever compete with Abu Bakar. And then there's a few more questions. So it's amazing, this Abu Bakar Sahaba. And this is the character of a human being who will be in paradise, Jannah. So I'm sure all of you want to go to Jannah, right? Anybody doesn't want to go to Jannah? Everybody wants to go to Jannah here. So we have to prove to Allah that we are deserving of Jannah. So how do we prove? Our capacity may be not the same with Rasul Sallam and Abu Bakar and the amazing Sahaba, but they are our role model. So if I ask you now, who is your role model? Okay, kita tanya sikit lah. This is muqaddimah before parenting. Because in order to become a good parent, you need to be a good Muslim. So I'm not like not teaching you the subject. It's going there, inshallah. In the meantime, you can write down your name and metric number in the chat for attendance. If you cannot stay long, it's fine. You can leave and you can watch the recording. There's no tak ada paksaan lah. There's no force on you to stay if your internet is not good. So I want to ask, who is your role model? Kita tanya siapa? Nazmi. Nazmi, are you there?
Yes, madam.
Who is your role model?
Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. MashaAllah, very good. Can you tell me what happened to Rasulullah in Uhud, the Battle of Uhud?
He was injured.
He was injured, and then
And then he he retreated from the
what happened before starting of the battle? The
before
battle, not before, during the battle or early of the battle.
they were winning.
They were winning. Okay. How about Badar? What happens in Badar? Before Badar, I mean during starting of Badar, the apa? The Battle of Badar.
They were in Madinah
Mm-hmm.
and they planned to dig a hole in front of their
Dig a hole.
markers.
Badar. It's not
Badar.
not Khandak, right?
I don't remember. Madam.
Okay. Who is the most beloved to the Prophet? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You know, I'm asking because you say your role model is Nabi Muhammad. So I'm asking how much you know. Okay, don't answer me. Then otherwise you will feel shy. My question is, brothers and sisters, if you thank you, Nazmi. When you say when we say a person as our role model, how much do we know about our role model? If you say Islam is our religion, our deen, deen means what? Deens mean way of life. If we say Islam is our way of life, how much do you know about Islam? Don't make me start asking you question about Islam. Okay, so the point that I want to bring here is like, if we say Islam is our deen, we should try our extreme best to get the best knowledge of Islam so that we can apply it. But the problem is we take it we take it lebih kurang apa bahasa Inggeris, lebih kurang bahasa Inggeris we take it, anybody? We take it lebih kurang. The international, I'm trying to find the word. Lebih kurang. No Melayu to help me dah here. We take it okay, let me rephrase it.
More or less, madam.
More or less mungkin boleh, maybe possible. It means that we
Take it for granted.
Take it for granted, maybe. It's like you take it for granted one, but you don't wholeheartedly learn about your religion, right? So how can you say it's the way of life? How much you know about Islam? The same as our role model Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know what he went through. You know what his feelings are for the ummah. You know how he wants all of us to follow him and then be in Jannah. How he loved the Sahaba and he loves us. There's a lot of hadith on that. So in order for us to fall in love with Islam, we need to know Islam. How can you we're talking about marriage, right? How you say, how can you fall in love with a person if you don't know, right? So that's why starting of marriage, you should get to know each other, then you will love. In Islam, it's the same. Our Prophet the same. How much do we know? And you say we are the what do you call it? The ummah of the Prophet Muhammad SAW. How much do you know? Maybe we do a quiz on that. And what does the Prophet say about parenting? That's why, madam, we come to this class. Okay lah. We'll see, inshallah. Okay, so that's the first beginning, brothers and sisters. while you are in IIUM, try your best to learn Islam in every capacity that you can. Because when you go out, you don't have time anymore. When you start working, kan Ahmad Taufik, you are working already, right? Is it busy or you have a lot of time, free time?
Busy, madam.
So if you ask anybody who already worked, when you start working, it's very busy. You don't have time to find knowledge. So my advice to all of you, you're still a student, go and learn about Islam. Learn about your subject, your kuliah, your whatever your expertise that you want. In the same time, learn about Islam. Never will you be regretting, or never tak akan rugi. You will never be at loss if you learn Islam. It will only benefit you. Tak ada jalan lain. It will only benefit you, and definitely it will benefit you in the hereafter. So that's my first advice, because when I do a survey of the students, many doesn't know about Islam or the Prophet Muhammad SAW, about the seerah. It's very sad. And you are in IIUM. That's the saddest thing. If you're in UPM or you're ITM, it's okay, maybe, because they're not in Islamic university. But you're in Islamic university, go and find out, read, watch, ask questions to the lecturers, right? Okay. So yeah, all of you are writing down your name in the chat. So for those, anybody who just joined this class for today, who didn't join last week, can I know?
Me, madam.
Sharif, Najwa.
Yes.
Okay, why did you join late?
Because I have a internet connection in my house, so I couldn't open iTalim that time.
Oh, so you couldn't open iTalim last week.
Yes.
Okay, who else joined today?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Who are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
My
I can
name is
hear.
Marcha. Yeah,
Marcha?
Marcha. I absent last week class. I'm
Why?
sorry. Because I found we have a group at team, the application team.
Mm-hmm.
So I wait in team, but I don't know the line of this application. So I absent.
Okay, so Alhamdulillah, you managed to find your way today.
Yeah.
So where are you from, Marcha?
I'm from China.
You're from China. Good. Which part of China?
Noise.
North?
Noise.
North, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. So welcome to the class for those who just joined. Only 2 person, huh?
And me, madam. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Where's your video?
I have the internet connection problem, so I didn't open my camera.
Where do you stay, sister?
Mahala campus.
So the internet is not good in
Yeah.
Mahala?
Yes.
Okay. Can you open for a while? Do you wear proper hijab?
May need a minute.
Okay. Wear proper and then shout again. Okay, brother. So only three of you. Anybody else? Only three, yeah? So for those who just joined this time, there's some rules that you need to follow. Please watch the recordings of last week. Okay, please watch the recording of last week. I already reminded you. I will kick out. I can just, with one button, I can kick out if anybody doesn't follow the rules. So one of the rules are to be participative in the class. Number 2, and you can, again, if you don't want to follow my rule, there are other sections. You can always ask for other section to start. And if they don't want to give you other sections, let me know. I will ask them for you. Okay. I'm not sure whether other lecturer will want you or not, but I can try to ask the start. And then the other thing is you have to turn on your videos in the class, unless you cannot. If you cannot, just let me know. Why not? Okay, fine. See, it's okay. I think your video is your internet is okay.
Okay.
All right. So, but if you don't like my rule, you can, as I mentioned, any of you can join other section. Okay, good. So we have 2 Chinese, right? 2 Chinese. Okay, where is this?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to mute you. Okay, so you can mute yourself. When you want to speak, then you can speak. Good, right? So we are clear. So brothers and sisters, we thank Allah for being here, and we thank Allah for being a Muslim, and we hope that we try our best to learn about Islam as much as possible before we die. And Islam, and trust me, the more you learn about Islam, the more you will fall in love in Islam. And I'm not joking or kidding. When I was younger than you, how old are you now? Are you 19, 20, 21?
20,
20.
madam.
Huh? 20, roughly 20, right? Okay, when younger than 20, when I was in high school, I was a good student. I was a good person. I was in a Islamic school, and I follow everything that the teacher and the ustad says. However, I follow, but without my heart. You understand? You follow because people ask you to do, because you say Islam says like this, like this, like this, without the soul. So I was a good student, but I don't feel it inside me. So I did do it because Allah asked me to do it. I don't feel the beauty of it until I went for my degree. And when I did my degree in UK. And until I met a group of people who are very nice Muslims, who teach me again about Islam. Okay, teaching from basic. What is Islam? What is Iman? What does Islam say about this? What Islam say about that? So then I started to learn. And the more you learn, you cannot help to say Islam is the best religion and it's beautiful. But you can only feel it when you have the knowledge, when you know what the Prophet went through in order to bring Islam to us, what the Sahaba has to do to sacrifice in order to bring Islam to us. And when we understand that, we value Islam that we are having now in Malaysia. How do we have Islam coming to Malaysia? Right? Do you know how Islam comes to Malaysia? Tanah Melayu? No? Nobody? Do you know? Who? Answer lah.
Sailor from Arab.
Yes.
India.
From where? India?
Arab, India.
Arab, India? Okay. So in the history, mostly on the, what do you call it? Apa, perkataan dia bukan sailor, perkataan dia
Exchange.
Trader.
What's the word? The one who do business, businessman. It's not the
Trader.
Traders and merchants. Mostly are from Yemen. That's why I have students from Yemen. I will say thank you to them because of their ancestors. We have Islam in Malaysia. So we need to be thankful to many people. We thank also the Sahaba who work hard to bring Islam to the world. And now it's our task, and brothers and sisters, to bring Islam wherever we go, even to your village, your family. It's our responsibility now, because we don't have the Prophet, we don't have the Sahaba. It's our responsibility. So we need to know our religion in order to spread it. Okay, so I think that's for the Muqaddimah. Now, I will share. So we'll go back to I will share the slides. Can you see my slide? Yes?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
So last week we talked about a little bit of this. So before talking about marriage, family management and parenting, we are talking about before marriage. So that is also part of parenting and family management, to find the right spouse. To find the right spouse, and also to go to the right method in order, for you to get blessings when you get married, when you are married. So brothers and sisters, I asked how do you get, so some of you answered through Instagram, I don't know, Twitter, Facebook, right? Is it wrong or right? Okay, it depends. So it depends how you do it. Okay, so what's the right way? So we look at the from the Sunnah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So stop sharing again. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when there's a Sahabah who wants to get married, okay, and went to see him, and he said, "Have you seen that girl yet?" And the Prophet said, "Oh no." Then the Sahabah said no. So the Prophet said, "You should go and see her, because he's from the girl is from this tribe from Medina, where the eyes is something with the eye. So you should go and see." So number one, yes, you should go and see the whoever you want to get married, the sisters or the brothers. But there are adab and ways of doing it. You don't go for dating. Where do you go to date normally? I don't know, your generation. Where do you go for dating? KLCC ah? No? I don't date, madam. I'm very religious. Oh, mashallah, very good. So because I don't know, honestly I don't know, but I see normally when I go to KLCC or Mid Valley, there are a lot of these young couples. So is that the right way to do it? There's another hadith the Prophet Muhammad SAW said, if there's two of you, the third one will be shaitan will be the third one. You know, you can be in public, you know, but we're going in Mega Mall, or you know, we go to KLC, they're full of people. But even if they are full of people there, it's like you feel like you are walking only the two of you, and the third one who will always give you the, what do you call it, the bisikan, apa bahasa Inggeris ni, the whispers, ada syaitan. So what's the right way of doing it? The right way of doing it is for you to go and see the sisters in her house with the parents. So there must be wali, the guardian, or the wali of the sisters over there. That is with dignity, dignified, bermaruah. Okay, brothers, if you want to do it, I know we only have a handful of brothers here, but better than not having at all. That's the right way, brothers. I will tell you how my husband get to know me, and I salute my husband for that. When I was studying in UK at that time, I did my PhD, second year of my PhD, and he was studying in Al Azhar in Egypt at that time, and then we got to know through a friend. So at that time, 2003, there's no WhatsApp yet. I don't know when you have WhatsApp. So at that time we have email. Okay, so we email each other at that time. But during the email, there is another third person, which is my friend, the older friend, my naqibah actually in the usrah. So she will be the third person there watching the conversation. Okay, we CC her all the time. So I'm sure you won't dare to ask weird things if somebody like Islamic are watching you. So then I said, okay, I cannot decide. I said, you go and ask the permission of my father. So at that time I was in UK. I don't normally contact my husband at that time. Rarely contact, because at that time internet was difficult. So then he went back to Malaysia, and my husband is not from a well-off family. He studied in Egypt for 4 years, and never in the 4 years he came back. because he doesn't have money for travel. You know, he studied with his own money. The father, he worked before he went for the degree. So the father, it was just a rubber tapper, and 14 children, so not able to pay him to study. So he worked first. So he was already matured when he did his degree. So at that time I did my PhD, but my husband is 7 years older than me, 7 years older than me, and still doing degree at that time. So you can calculate how. So he worked very hard before he managed to did his degree. He came back to he went to back to Malaysia, and he's from Sabah, so there's no relative staying in KL. My father picked him up in the airport, from the airport, and stayed in my house. And he stayed in my house for 5 days. Imagine, I was in UK at that time. And then and it was, and then to the extent that I said to my father, Ayah, you please decide, because I cannot decide. Actually, I don't have even, at the time, I don't feel that I want to marry him. So I'm hoping that my father say no. It's a bit jahat lah, you know, but I trust that Allah will choose the best for me. Okay, so he said that, imagine, brother, can you imagine yourself staying in somebody's house for 5 days? Then you don't know anybody there. It's tough, right? So he stayed there, and I remember my husband told me after we got married, and said, you know what your mother asked me during the five days. My mother asked him, so Yusuf, my husband's name is Yusuf. So Yusuf, what do you think about the Taliban? So, you know, because my mother is worried that my husband, our family are from the scientific family. My father is a scientist. My mother teach science. I'm doing engineering. So we are from this science background, and my husband is doing Sharia. So she's worried that my husband will be a bit, you know, cannot do this, cannot do everything. You know, the women cannot study, something like that. So he, of course, he's not like that. So he answered the question, and my grandmother keep asking all the fiqh question every day to my husband. So but he has to endure that until the fifth day. My father said to me, Fazlin, you have to come back to Malaysia. You have to decide. And I still remember he said, this is more important than your PhD, because at that time my PhD was like crazy. It's so difficult. And my father said, this is more important than your PhD. This is about your life. So at that time I was like, it's true. So I took, at that time, there's no online, you know, you cannot buy ticket online. I had to go from Sheffield to Manchester to go to buy the physical ticket. It was last minute, the price like crazy expensive, like 3 or 4 times the normal price. Because my father said, that's it, you have to come back. We cannot let we being unfair for the brother staying at our house for 5 days already, and we don't give him the answer. So my father said so. So I go back to Malaysia, and then when I came back, then this is the first time that we met. But I was happy to come back to Malaysia after 1 year, because, you know, international students, right? When you go back to your country, you feel happy, right? You meet your family. That's the first thing that you feel. So I was happy with my family. I ignored, of course, not the brother, my husband at the time. Then after that, after 2 days, then my father said, so how is it? Are we going to get married or no? And I wasn't speaking at all I wasn't talking to my husband at that time. So my mother was saying they are not speaking, they are not talking to each other. So I remember my father said, okay, bring them in the living room. And then straight my father asked my husband, do you want to get married? I was shocked. Oh no, and my father is very strict. You know, my father is very, very strict. I have to, if he say yes, then it means yes. Then my husband said yes. Oh, so I said, okay. So then my father asked me, do you want to get married? You know, during that time, in the flight, and the whole 5 days, non-stop, I've been praying for istikharah prayer, for Allah to guide me. And subhanallah, you know, that's why, brothers and sisters, when you want to, the intention is very important, why you want to get married, and ask Allah for guidance, and Allah will guide you. You may not dream it, I didn't dream, but every time after I pray istikharah, how do I feel? I feel, this is what my feeling was. It feels that the dunya, the world lights up. It feels like that. It's amazing. I don't know how to express it. Every time after istikharah, but 2-3 hours after the istikharah, then have my doubts again. It's crazy. The shaitan tries to say, oh, he's actually not rich. He's actually shorter than you. He doesn't have money. He doesn't even finish degree. In a sense, I have PhD at that time. Also, already working. My salary is higher. So many things. Shaitan try to put. But you need to put your trust in Allah. So at that time, I say, Allah, you choose for me. Every time I did istikharah, and every time I feel light. Feel light in your heart. So in the end, alhamdulillah, after 2 days, so I got, he stayed in 3 days, then I got married in, I think, 5 days. When I got back, 2 days after that, we went for, masa tu kena pergi kursus kahwin. In Malaysia, we have, what do you call it, kursus kahwin? Have you all went to the course, the marriage course yet? No?
No, I don't.
Okay, you should. Well, so it was last minute. Went for the course and then got married in 7 days. Alhamdulillah. And Allah make it easy. A lot of things actually nearly impossible that Allah make it possible. So one way of doing it, you need to use the right method to meet your future husband and wife. And the best is to do it with your parents around. And sisters, you need to put a stand. Say, brother, if you really want to marry me, meet me with my parents. Okay? And if he is really sincere, he will do it for you. But if he's not sincere, say, okay, no point. I want to know you first. Then better not. If he's sincere to marry you, he will get to know you in front of your parents. Okay, and there's another question that sometimes students ask me. Let's say you get to know each other, okay, and then you are not interested to marry. Then what happens? What happens? What should we do? Syed Fawaz, can you answer that? Are you there?
Yes.
So what should you do? If you get to know and then suddenly, this sister is not for me. So then what?
Just be straightforward, I guess.
Straightforward,
but tell her the truth. Like, don't lead her.
Don't what?
Don't give her any hope. If like you feel as if you are not compatible, don't give her any more hope and just be straightforward.
Yes, be honest, brothers and sisters. How we treat other, this is like another brother and sister. So we need to be honest, and it's okay to say no in the end. So say, sister, I'm really sorry, but I don't think it's possible for us to continue. So don't drag it too long. So you meet like 10 or 15 times or 20 times, and you decided to say no. It's better for you like 2 or 3 times already. Do istikharah and then decide. If you cannot decide, make istikharah again, because the longer the duration, you put hope to the other side, which is wrong, and you'll be even worse. The heart, broken of the heart will be even worse if it's longer. Okay, so that's the way to do it, and brothers and sisters, if you want to do it, if you find it in the TikTok, Instagram, no problem. Ask, say, I'm interested. Ask, can I go and see your parents? Okay, that's the dignified way of doing it. Okay, it's okay if you found it in the Instagram. And then another thing, you can also stalk her, no problem. In Islam, you should know what the other your future spouse behavior. You should know. You should find out. And the sisters, if you want to know a brother, how should you know it? How do you find out about the brother? And you cannot date. Dating in Islam, going out every time is wrong. So what's the right way of knowing the brother, whether the brother is right, is nice or not? Anybody?
Asking their friends.
Good. Asking their friends. So, and their friends maybe, so let's say Izzah asked Aminul about Nazmi. Okay. So if Izzah asks Aminul, does Nazmi hot tempered? So if Nazmi is actually hot tempered, what do you answer, Aminul?
Maybe I will tell her the true story.
The true story, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So because in Islam, when somebody, this is wajib, wajib, even if it's your best friend, and somebody, the future spouse or or somebody from the future spouse is asking you about your friend, you have to tell the truth, even though it's aib, even though it may make it makes apa aib, apa perkataannya, it makes the person feel shy of the action. For example, the person always wake up late subuh, right? And you know it's not right. But if somebody asks you about this for marriage, you have to say, I'm sorry, yes, actually he always wake up late for subuh. You have to tell the truth. And if you don't tell the truth, it's sinful, berdosa, it's haram, and you will be with Allah. So, and anybody, sisters and brothers and sisters, if somebody asks you about a person for marriage, you have to tell the truth. Okay. And another way, sisters, other than asking the friends, my advice is not for you to ask the friend directly. Use a middle person. Use a middle person, not middle person of your friend. So for example, Ain is a friend with Izzah. Izzah want to get married. So you don't use Ain to ask Aminul about Nazmi. You know why? The reason because Ain also not married. There will be a conflict of interest, or sometimes, in the end, it is not pure, because in the end maybe Ain likes Nazmi and she will tell she will tell you not the truth. So it's always find a family already married. Don't go for the non-married. Find a married couple to be the middle person. Okay, if you trust a lecturer, so this lecturer, can you please ask, I met Nazmi in this class, I think he's a good person, maybe he wants to get married, can you please ask Nazmi if he wants to get married, right? And the middle person needs to be smart. I cannot say, Nazmi, sebenarnya there's a person, dia nama Dite, no. I will say, Nazmi, you want to get married? Yeah, no, or no. Then say no, then say, okay, finish. We say, okay, yes, I want to get married. So anybody, madam? So that's, the middle person also need to know how to handle it. Okay, so that's the, try not to go direct, because shaitan will be with you direct, with the, because you asking another brother, you and the brother now, which is shaitan will come. So always use so you go to a sister, which is a married couple, and then either the sister will ask directly or the brother of the husband. Why we are going through all this trouble? Why? Anybody? So difficult, madam. If we just go for dating, it's easier, right? Why are we going through all this difficulty? Anybody?
Back to Deen, a way of life.
Deen as the way of life. Yes. Because Allah says, because Islam is a way of life, and also Allah says, la taqrabu zina. Don't go near to zina. And if you're using the wrong way, it will bring to zina. And when it will closer to zina, Allah will reduce the barakah in your marriage. I'm sure all of you want to have a barakah marriage, the marriage that will last until Jannah, right? That's your all intention, right? So preserve it from now. Maybe sometimes the brother or the sister doesn't understand, make her understand. Say, okay, this is not the right way. Let's do it the right way, like this. So if you really want to get married, educate. This is the right way. Okay, do not. Another thing about I want to talk about ikhtilat a bit. Okay, brothers and sisters, this is the basic rule in Islam. In Islam, brothers also need to hear this, because you need to know about your sisters, you need to know about your wife and your daughters in the future. Okay, in Islam, women, us women, are not allowed to go out of the house by default. By default, we cannot leave the house. So by default, you cannot. We need to stay in the house unless. So we need to fulfill this unless condition in order for us when we go out, it is blessed by Allah. It means that Allah will allow us to go out. Otherwise, our place is at home, because it's safe at home. Islam, as I mentioned before, Allah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Allah wants to protect us from many things, because as being a woman, there are many predators out there. There are crazy people. So, and sometimes we cannot defend ourselves. So Islam gives these rules to defend us. So Allah put men there to protect us. Supposed to be like that, but there are many crazy and bad people around. So that's why the best is for us to be with our family, because your father, your brother will do all out to take care of you. Okay, so but we can go out. Allah says with condition. What's the condition? Anybody can share? Can like guess what's the condition? So madam, why you go teaching? Why you go and work in IIUM? You're supposed to stay at home. What's the condition for us to go out? Sisters, brothers, anybody? No? Izzati? Saja nak dengar suara Izzati. Izzati?
For requirements, the mean.
Who's that?
Macha.
Macha. For requirement?
Yeah, requirements.
What do you mean by requirement?
How to say?
How to say it? So you think first, how to say it? What course are you taking, Macha?
Sorry?
What course? What major? Kuliah? Which kuliah are you from?
Arabic.
Arabic.
Yeah,
Okay,
Arabic.
good. Good, sister. While you're thinking of requirement, think about the requirement. Izzati, tell us what's the condition?
I think if daruriyah,
Daruriyah. Okay, what's daruriyah?
like there's no other mahram in the family.
So
I mean male mahram like that.
so now so do you have a male mahram, Izzati?
Yes.
So why you in IIUM studying? You should be studying at home, right?
Yes. Can you repeat again?
No, because you say so. Okay, let me rephrase my question.
Okay.
By default, women in Islam cannot go out of the house except what?
Except for gaining knowledge.
Except for gaining knowledge. Okay, what else? So gaining knowledge makes it okay. Whatever knowledge you want to learn, whatever you want to do, how you bring yourself. Is that it?
Depends on what knowledge. If it is what you call like
how we can only learn Arabic and apa nama ni usul fiqh. So we do engineering, we cannot go.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Because fardu kifayah.
Fardu kifayah,
If
Okay.
there's no others learn it, we can go to learn it.
Alright. Which school are you from, Izzati?
I am from human science, majoring in sociology.
Sociology. Okay. Okay, brothers and sisters, the condition is for number one is whenever you go out, the sisters, the women, the lady has to take care of her honor. That's the basic requirement. Whenever we go out, we can go to the souk, we can go to the mall, we can go to the pasar malam, we can go to learn, to study. But what's the basic line that we have to make sure we fulfill whenever we do all this is we need to take care of our honor. So what does it mean, taking care of our honor? Marwah. Okay, marwah. I don't know what's it. Take care of honor means that sisters, you cannot go say just. That's why we have to cover properly. That's part of taking care of our honor. Another thing, we should follow what Islam says about dealing with different genders. So we need to take care of our honor. For example, in Islam, okay, another rules. In Islam, because you cannot normally you only allowed to talk. We are only allowed, brothers and sisters is the same. We are only allowed to talk with our mahram, right? So our mahram and the brothers can talk to, but if without the outside of the mahram, the one who we can get married, there's a boundary where we need to follow. Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same as you talking to a brother and a sister. The way you talk is not the same as a sister talking to another sister. Okay, a brother talking to another brother is not the same as the brother talking to a sister. Why? Because Allah puts the boundary. We in Islam, we shouldn't speak anything which is not relevant to the opposite gender. Why? Because we want to take care of la taqrabu zina. I'm sure, Aminul, if you get married, do you like your wife to talk to any male stranger? You like or not? Tell me. Tell everybody.
Of course not.
Do you like your wife to smile to another man?
Of course not.
Now, do you like your wife to sit close to another man?
No, I don't like it.
Yes, you don't like it, right? Why? Because it's fitrah. And Allah, the one who created us, put the fitrah and also the guidance together with the fitrah. Okay? So if we don't want our wife to do it, why are we doing it with another sister which we are non-mahram? Cannot. So that's why in Islam, sister, when we go out, we need to, this is our responsibility. For us to be halal, to go out, we need to take care of our honor. We need to know, we need to take care of ourselves. How do we speak to the brothers? How do we speak to the non-mahram? Do we what do you call it? Mellow our voice? You understand mellow? Lembutkan suara. Now my child don't understand. I cannot speak Chinese or Arabic. So, in Islam, you don't, sisters know, we know when we talk like this, or we will talk with the soft voice, and it's not allowed. So sisters, you have to take care of your dignity when you speak to brothers, your non-mahram, and you shouldn't speak, and we shouldn't speak. Brothers also shouldn't speak with the sisters if there's nothing important. Nothing important, Islam doesn't allow us to speak. But once in a while say, how are you? It's fine. But how are you? What's you're eating? Why your hair like that? Maybe you should cut your hair because the rules of the university should cut the hair. Okay, we need to take the talk after this. So something like that. You don't do that. You just say, okay, the project today, we talk about this project, the objective number 2, we're going to do it. Just talk about the important thing. And that is Islam, brothers and sisters. That is Islam. Why? He want to preserve you. How much as Amino doesn't want the wife to talk to others, that's the same is how the father should feel the daughter talking to other non-mahram. Okay? Because Islam is taking care of you. So, madam, I've been doing this for the rest of my life, and everybody in IUM is doing it. Okay, maybe you say something like that, right? So what's the answer to it? Sharifah, Atira, you want to answer that? So everybody are doing it, madam. I just want to hear your voice.
Sorry, what was the question again?
My question was, so everybody are doing this, you know, talking to other non-mahram in the cafeteria, you know, eating together. So everybody are doing it. So what should we do?
What should we do?
Hmm?
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? What will you do?
I should refrain myself from doing what others do.
Okay, you should, you can, you will. Tak ada saja. So which one? Atira, what will you do? Atira Yunus. Atira Yunus ah. Oh banyak Atira, sorry. There are many Atira here. So Atira Yunus.
Yes.
So what will you do in that situation? Everybody are doing it. Now you know in Islam, you should take care of yourself. You shouldn't speak to the non-mahram other than the important things. So all your friends are doing it. So what do you do?
Not getting involved with them.
But Nadra say, Atira, come lah. We finish the class, the project, right? Let's go and eat together in the canteen or the cafe. Then
Tell her what Islam said about it.
Masya Allah, you're very good, Atira Yunus. So, brothers and sisters, I'm telling you because this is the reality what's happening in IIUM. Things that you see doesn't mean that it's right. Okay, and that's why I was saying that the IUM now, I don't know where's IUM. We need to understand Islam. And you need for me, the litmus test, the basic test for you to know whether it's right or wrong. I always think if the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Nabi Muhammad is there, will he do it or no? Will he sit down with all the brothers and sisters sitting together or no? If no, then it means it's not right. Right? Have you ever heard that the brothers and sisters, the Prophet Muhammad and all the Sahabiyah eating together in one big place in the public? No. There's a story that when they come to the house, yes, as a guest, but not in public, in cafe. No, they do eat together. So it means it's not right. So, and Allah will ask you. Now I'm telling you, you know what's right, what's wrong, brothers and sisters. Otherwise, sisters, when we go out of our house, we'll get, instead of getting reward from Allah, pahala, we'll get sin and condemnation from Allah. So that's why when we go out, we can go out. Allah is merciful. Allah knows that we want to go out. We want to go out to the mall. We want to go and meet our friends. We want to go to IIM to learn. However, whenever we go out, we have to take care of ourselves. We need to know what Islam allows us to do and not allows us to do. We cannot communicate just freely with the non-mahram. We can communicate, but it's for important things only. So when you eat, it's not important to eat together. Do you need to eat together? Why you need to eat together? If Islam says the non-mahram, the sister should be with the sister, you cannot, you need to have boundaries with non-mahram, then you should take care of it. Betul ke tak, Ahmad Taufik? Ahmad Taufik, are you there?
Yes, madam.
Yes. So is it right or wrong?
Yes, it's right.
It's right, huh? So once we know what is right, let's change it, brothers and sisters, but I know you are very young, say, oh, madam, all my friends are doing it. It's you and Allah then. Because I know I did the same talk to this to my class. I remember it's an electronics class. I pour my heart out. 2 years later, I meet the brother, and then I still remember my students. If I see you on the street, I will remember you are my student. You might not remember me, or you act as if you don't know me. So I think the student was acting. The student was I was shocked, and then I even called the brother because the student was a brother, so engineering brother. It's like, you know, Allah. I don't know why, but Allah always what do you call it? Bertembung. Allah always put me in situation whereby I shouldn't know, but suddenly I know. It's weird, but because Allah wants me to see this the truth. So it's always happened with my student. My student wants to run away from me. Suddenly I'm there. I also don't know why I'm there. Normally I take another route. That day Allah inspires me to go to another route, and then I meet him there, and it was nearly Maghrib, and he was walking with a sister, and it was nearly Maghrib, and was walking from the Pasar Malam, right? From the engineering from the Pasar Malam side, was walking, and I was shocked. I was looking from the from the far. I didn't realize he was my student at that time. He was walking, and then the sister, dengan tak malunya, you know, the sister tak malu apa, I don't know, without feeling shy, was eating, I know something, and then was eating like this. Let me do some eating, and pass the whatever she was eating to the brother to eat, and he was walking, saying, "Ya Allah, are they married?" Then I call the sister, the brother sister come here, and then of course normally the sister will respond. Normally the brothers keep quiet. I don't know why, shy or angry maybe. His face was, when I look at the face, doesn't feel remorse at all. The sister, I think the sister feel remorse, but the sister just wants the brother to like her. I think that's it. So stupid. I'm sorry. You know, sisters, we have dignity. Allah will find you good spouse if you take care of yourself. You don't have to stoop to that low. And in the end, the sisters say sorry. Say the sisters not from Kuliah of Engineering, from HS, unfortunately. Then the brother said, "Brother, don't do it again." So okay. But the face from the brother is like, and I never seen him again after that. But it was, as a lecturer, as a teacher, I'm really sad when that happens. You know, I don't understand why. So I know the temptation, brothers and sisters. You are young. You're in a place where cram, brothers and sisters, and shaitan will always be there. But remember, Allah is always watching you. If you want barakah in life, follow what Islam says. So follow what Allah says, and your life will be full of barakah. You'll be happy, and you'll be happy. If you do something that against what Allah wants you to do, you might be happy for a little while, but later on, you will see that your life is full of misery. And the worst is in the hereafter, in akhirah. At that time, you can turn back. So while we are still alive, try our best to follow what Islam says, regardless of your feeling. If you really love that person, go the right path. Ask for the hand of marriage and get married. You have problem, you have money problem, fast, puasa. If you have money problem still, you you really want to get married, go and ask to a person that you trust, can somebody help me to find money to get married? You can go to any lecturer, trusted lecturer, say, lecturer, I need to get married, but I don't have money, I want to do the basics. We can try. So the most important, that don't do sins, because sin will harden the heart, and all of us will get punishment from Allah. Okay, so that's ikhtilat, brothers and sisters. So ikhtilat means we need to take care of our what do you call it? Our dealings with the non-mahram. Okay, in Islam, so we have to take care. I will take care. I will not, the way I will smile to my husband will not be the same the way I smile to another person. It shouldn't be the same, because you know, because Islam says you when you go out, you have to take care of yourself. And if you be like that, I'm sure your husband will love you for taking care of yourself, and he wouldn't be worried when you go out. Okay, so so man and man relationship here, man and woman, non-mahram, there's no relationship except for our brothers and sisters in Islam. We should help. The other extreme is that, I just want to tell you the other extreme, right? So for example, like this, I need to share this other extreme, which is happening in our Muslim Ummah, which is very sad. Let me give an example using somebody here. Ada orang lain ke? Mana? Brothers tak ramai lah kat sini. I would like to pick on the brothers. We only have 3-4 brothers. So Aminul lagi ya. Sabar Aminul. Boleh? Boleh ya? Okay. So let's say take one sister, Shafira. Shafira was walking. You know there's a bridge, right, between there's a bridge between apa nama ni, the HS and the bank. Okay. And then Shafira was holding a lot of books, struggling. And Amina was there with your friends. You see this scenario, this situation. Okay, what do you do?
As a gentleman person,
Yeah.
I might help her, but with honestly, not more than that.
Oh really?
Just like a friend.
Okay, but you will have you're sure you are with your friends and you see this sister that you don't know struggling, you will go and help.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know her. You never met her at all.
Maybe I will ignore her.
Okay. You will know her, right? And Shafira was like stumbling with the books and like nearly crying. And yes, our brothers will ignore her. Is that right, Nazmi?
No, madam.
No. What will you do?
I will help her with the books.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
I will hire a spy to follow you and make a situation like that. I will record no, just kidding. You know, and this is normal, you know. I remember when I was in UK, there's a masjid and the imam, at that time I was in London. I was just go to pray because I was in Sheffield, another place. So I went there just for a while to pray. And mashallah, at that time the imam was talking about tazkirah. And he would say, brothers, he said, and I thought the problem is only in Malaysia. It's also happening in other parts of the world, which is not the Western world. Normally the Pakistani, the Somali, this not the Western. So he said there was a sister in front of the masjid was struggling with the big bag, suitcase. And the brothers was all there and nobody actually helped. He said, while in Islam, you know, in Islam, you should take care of your brothers and sisters, but you should take care with the good heart, and you don't care about what people, because you don't normally help. Because when I ask the brothers in IIUM, our students, so what you do, because in Nigeria you have many brothers, right? And you ask, oh, will you help? Of course, madam, no. You know why? They will say, of course, no. Say, why no? So he said, because you feel shy, because your friends are there, right? So Aminul ni trying to help Shafira, maybe Aminul like Shafira, so maybe they will laugh at him, right? That's the Malay situation. Then I was saying, you know, who are we afraid of? Are we afraid of Allah or afraid of our friends? Brothers and sisters, although we cannot talk to each other, but we should take care of each other for the sake of Allah. So when you see another sister, another brother struggling, we should help for the sake of Allah. And why can you help a Chinese lady? Why you cannot help a Muslim lady? Why? I will share you another story. When I was young, 20 like you, I went to like it was like a top of the mountain in Switzerland, and they have like this. I was stupid. I agree. I was stupid at that time. There was like a game, not a game, like a macam bukan roller coaster tu. It's like just like a plate that you sit down, and because it's at the hill, you will fall because of the gravity, and it will go like that. Okay, so all the students went through. So you know, Allah tested me. So normally I'm very afraid of all this. Because I always think about the negative thing. So but this time, because this the once in a lifetime will be in Switzerland, so why don't you do it? So it's on top of a mountain, it's full of snow, The mountain is full of snow, and you was sitting on this plate, and you will go down, slide down. So when I went down, ditakdirkan Allah, what happened was, you're supposed to go like this, and then it landed over there. But maybe because it was too fast, maybe I was too fat, I was still fat, but if because of my weight maybe, then it goes down and it goes out of the landasan, out of the track. And you go out, and then suddenly, this is on top of a mountain. I was outside of the track, and nothing in front of me other than, if I can see with my eyes out there, that at the end there was cliff. Okay, at that time, so I tried to, because the snow is this thick, the snow is half of me at that time there. So I tried to stand up. I was shocked because it's too fast. Suddenly I was there, and I saw this cliff, and I tried to stand up. When I tried to stand up, the plate underneath me was sliding through and into the cliff that you cannot see anymore. I was really afraid at that time. So I was shaking. I cannot even stand up. Guess, on the mountain there are many Malays. There are and also Westerners. There are Japanese. There are Chinese. There are Guess who came to me? The ladies will not be brave enough to go. It has to be a brother to go, a man to go there, because it's dangerous. So I cannot think at that time. I was really afraid, and then suddenly I just saw a hand, like this to me, and I just grabbed the hand because I cannot think anymore. I just grabbed the hand, and then he pulled me up, and then we walked for a few steps. And then when I can like logically walk, then I release the hand and I walk up. And guess the man who helped me, there are a lot of Malay Muslim men over there. None went down. The one who came to me to come and help me was a Chinese man, Chinese non-Muslim, a Malay Chinese at that time. It's a Malaysian Chinese at that time. I was like, of all, I was hoping my brother will help me. Where are my brothers? And you call we are the same religion, and we care for each other, brotherhood, Ukhuwah Islamiyah. Where is it? That is the time when you want to help somebody and you run away. So this happens in the daily life as well. When you see a sister is struggling, because is it wrong for a brother to help at that time? Dia bukan wrong, it's not wrong, it's even commendable. You have to help. You cannot expect the non-Muslim to help. You have to help the sisters. The same as the sister, when you see a brother, it doesn't mean that you are Islamic, that you cannot help. No. Yeah, it's okay, Fatin. Because you are Islamic, then you help. Because you fear what Allah sees of you, not what your friend thinks of you. And this is the spirit of Islam, brothers and sisters. I just want to share this because if looking around, I don't think this is happening. We feel shy to do the good things. Why do we feel shy to do the good things? When we do bad things, we don't shy. We are not shy. We can go dating in front of others in IUM. You don't feel shy. But to help another brothers and sisters in Islam, you feel shy? What is this? Is this Islam or not? Right? So I'm just telling you, so you can, I'm just telling you this situation so for you to think, brothers and sisters. Yes, we have boundaries, but we, okay, it's okay, Fawaz. So we have boundaries, but Islam is so beautiful. In times of need of help, we should be the first one who offer our help. And it's another sad story. There's a lecturer in engineering. She's a lady, Professor Aisha. Aisha said he was struggling with a lot of books. None of the brothers come and ask, Madam, can I help you? I was like, what happens to our brothers nowadays? You should offer the help. Even if lecturer you don't offer, how about the other sisters? And this is a common story. None of the brothers help the sisters. This is wrong. This is just wrong. Brothers and sisters, this is wrong. for us, we need to take care of all of us. Kita kena jaga kita. And Islam, and you have to take care of your heart. When you do it for the sake of Allah. You don't do it because the sister is beautiful. You say, oh, my child is beautiful, I want to help her. No, you do it for the sake of Allah. Whether beautiful or not beautiful, doesn't matter. Because Allah asks you to help your brothers and sisters in Islam. Okay. So any comments or any question? Saya bercakap banyak. Saya awak semua nak tidur. Any comments or questions? Sisters, do you agree with me or no? I know, Alina, do you agree with me or no? Cannot hear you. Your mic is not working? No voice. Oh, your mic may be broken. You need to test your mic next, maybe. Tak dengar lagi. It's okay. Please check your mic later. Izzah, do you agree with me or no? Izzah Azmar.
I'm sorry, I just got disconnected and
Allah.
I didn't hear your question.
Kesian awak. So, Fang, shooting, what are you doing? Why you off your video?
Yes, madam.
Why did you off your video? Yes? Please answer.
The power is off now in the mahala.
There's no power in your mahala. Which mahala is that?
Asma.
Ya Allah, who are you? And you're studying the class in the class. May Allah give may Allah give you a lot of reward for that, for being patient, sister. Kesiannya. So macam-macam masalah kita ni nak belajar. May Allah reward all of you for being patient. You know, one thing, we are in a hardship now. We are in a difficulty. But be patient. Allah will give reward. You be patient on studying in your room, in your class, you know, in your house with many siblings. You have hardship. Your mother asks you to do this. Your sister asks you to do this. Your father asks you to go out. Do it with ikhlas, with ikhlas, with sincerity. Allah will reward you. Do it with sincerity and patience. Allah will reward you. So do the best. It's okay, even if you cannot do the best from the others people's eye. But if in the sight of Allah, if you have tried your best, it's okay. Allah will reward you. But do it with sincerity. Tak ada orang nak jawab soalan saya. Kesian saya. You agree or no, sister? Nobody?
Yes, madam.
Apa yang yes?
I agree with you.
You agree with me, yeah? Thank you very much. So generally, sisters will not say it, but it's true. So because I'm already old now, I'm glad that I'm old. I thank Allah for the age, and then I can say this. Because if I was young like all of you, I will not dare to say it. But because I'm old, I'm a lecturer, it's my responsibility to say this. Okay. So you know now what's the man and woman's relationship, my brothers and sisters. So we have to take care. Even with the lecturers, if the opposite gender of a lecturer, be careful. If you are working outside, later you are working with the opposite gender, you have to be careful. Even if he's your boss. Islam doesn't say whether it's a boss or lecturer. Islam says as long as non-mahram, the same rules apply. Okay? Okay, now the other things before we getting married is the intention of marriage. Why do you want to get married? Do you want to get married or no? Anybody doesn't want to get married here? I forgot I asked this question or no? Maybe you want to get married sometime in your life, right? If you don't want to get married at all, brothers and sisters, if you don't want to get married at all, contact me after this. We need to have a long chat why you don't want to get married. Fitrah, Allah created man and woman want to be together, want to get married. That is what Allah has created us to. This is Allah, the one, He knows us. That's why He put this road and path for us. So if you don't want that, there's something not right. Okay, so we need to find out what's wrong. So generally, you should feel that you want to get married. Now, why you want to get married? Okay, so who wants to share? No, I'm too shy, madam. We are learning. We are in a class. Okay, we are learning. We're in a class. Madam, I want to say, but I want to close my video. Okay lah. If the sister may be too shy, you want to switch off your video while you're saying it, it's fine. Ada? Anybody?
Madam, can I share?
Yes, please.
Yeah, of course, everyone wants to get married. For me, to get married is like one of my dreams. I want to have someone to accompany me until I grow old. I want to have children that I can share my story with later. I like child actually.
Oh, you like kids, huh?
Yeah, I like kids.
So if you don't get kids, and if your husband doesn't stay with you until you are old, will you still get married?
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's ask another question. Thank you, sister, for sharing. Other sisters or brothers wants to share?
Assalamualaikum. Yeah.
Waalaikumsalam. Macha, yes.
Yeah, I think for me, if I want to get married, I think because I have a company.
So there'll be somebody with you.
Yeah, and I can share my happy and my side to my close is close to me. Yeah,
So,
I can share everything to him.
Okay, so you can share everything with him, and that is to be with you, right? So if your husband stay in the hospital and then will still get married to him, and you have to take care of him instead of accompanying you, will you still get married?
No.
No. Okay.
I just imagine.
You just imagine.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Thank you for sharing. Okay. I'm just asking because I want you to think a bit of why are we getting married. Ustazah, help me. Why we getting married? Mana dua orang ustazah saya ni? Where are my two favorite ustazah? Where's my favorite ustazah? Where are you? Sadri is not here.
Yes, madam.
Shafira, you the ustazah, right? So, why should we get married? From usul fiqh, from perspective. Just kidding. Silakan.
Because complete the iman, Ustazah.
Because what?
Complete the iman. Our iman.
To what?
Complete.
To complete the iman. How by marriage you complete your iman? Can you explain that?
Because our Prophet Muhammad
Salam, yes.
Do that thing.
What thing? Married?
Yeah, married.
Okay. So
that's it.
Okay. All right, brothers and sisters. I will go through later. There are a lot of dalil of why. What's the purpose of marriage? So what Maicha, Safia, Shafira was saying is right. To have mawaddah wa rahmah in the family. Okay, but brothers and sisters, sometimes okay, we can ask somebody who already married lah. Ahmad Taufik here. So is it all sunshine and rainbow when you get married? Is it all sunshine and rainbow? Ahmad Taufik, can you answer? Do you understand the question?
Pardon me, madam, can you
Repeat.
Repeat the question.
Not the answer. Okay, the question is, when you are already married, is it always sunshine and rainbow?
Not really, madam.
Okay.
Sometimes they have a little bit problem, but how we deal with it it is our responsible.
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmad Taufik. That's so. So you heard it from already married. So brothers and sisters, it's not like in the Korean movie. Okay, Korean drama, everything sunshine and rainbow. It's not like that. So yes, our aim is to get mawaddah warahmah. What is mawaddah? Loving each other. Having passion to each other, passionate to each other, and rahmah, feeling mercy to each other. Yes, but it's not all the time like that. There'll be times that there are ups and there'll be times of downs. So when you are at the time of down, intention, you going back to the intention is very, very important. So as if in any ibadah in our life, semua benda, everything that in our life should be ibadah, right? Everything that we do, we take breath, it should be an ibadah as well, because we thank Allah. So everything that we do, you learning in IUM also ibadah. So can anybody tell me how does an act become an ibadah? What's the condition? Nemo, you haven't spoken today. Can you share what's the condition to make any act an ibadah?
Intention?
Yes, intention and?
Intention is first thing.
Yes.
And dhikr. Dhikr.
Zikir?
Remembrance. Remembrance of
Remembrance?
Allah.
Maybe, but the two main in the hadith is normally the ulama discuss. Number one is intention. Number two is the act must be within Sharia. It cannot be things that, so you do zina, but for the sake of Allah, cannot. You cheat in the exam for your quiz or your final exam or midterm for the sake of Allah, cannot. Right? It must be within Sharia. So if you get the right intention within the Sharia, then anything in life, brother, that we do will become ibadah. That's why there's another hadith the Prophet was saying, if you take a morsel of food and you put it to the mouth of your wife, that's an ibadah, that's a sadaqah. Beautiful. Islam is beautiful. Anything that you do for his sake, you will get. Even if you play with your wife, you also get reward from Allah. But only if you're doing within Sharia, within what Allah wants you to do. Okay, so what I was saying, there's and now I lost intention of getting married, right? What's the intention of getting married? So marriage is also an ibadah, and it's a very strong ibadah, and it's a strong. But once you do the akad nikah, when you say I agree to marry this person, you are bound to life until you need to do a lot of things, a heavy thing in order to break the bond. So the intention, the getting married is also for the sake of Allah. And brothers and sisters, you want to get married for the sake of Allah because you want to get to Jannah together. That's a good intention. So whether it's at the lowest, you are quarreling, you have difficulty in life, in the marriage, but if the difficulty in life, in marriage, will bring you to Jannah, you stay in the marriage. But if your difficulty in marriage brings you further and further away from Jannah and Allah, and then you should question whether you should stay in the marriage or no. Okay, because I have a friend lately. He during the MCO, the PKP, she got divorced, and she was crying nonstop. and she was a, if you see her, she's very beautiful, and she's very nice. She's like very soft and everything. She even a year before, her husband was playing, you know, the bicycle that, you know, the active that the you know, the mountain bicycle, and then jump, and then suddenly the husband fell down and broke the neck. And the doctor was saying it was, at that time, was really, it was nearly, it's a miracle that the husband still alive. And then she took care of her, of him, you know, cooking everything. He needs to wear something on the head. And then she was like, the husband cannot do anything, everything the wife did for him. And then a year later, the husband divorced him. Okay. And until now, not she didn't tell anybody, because it's still a shock, and she's keep on crying. But one thing, and during the divorce, I was there all the time, and I brought her to see the lawyer. I brought her to see many ustaz and ustazah to see what is the right thing to do. So, but the good thing, you know, brothers and sisters, when she was married to this man, she wasn't very practicing, because the husband is coming from a very rich family. You know, when I went to their house for Hari Raya open house, the cars that I see there, I never see that kind of car in any of my friend's house or my house lah. All the Ferrari, Lamborghini, apa benda, M something, Maserati, apa benda, you know, all this expensive car was there. So the husband coming from a very rich family. But when he was sick, his family doesn't take care of him, only the wife. Then a year later, the man divorced, but I was hoping the man will divorce him. I was asking Allah, please give the best for akhirah for this my friend, because at that time I didn't know that this man was actually, you know, many people, apa kata dia tu, they just acting as if they are good. So brothers and sisters, you need to check whether that's why before marriage, check properly. When you go dating, it doesn't mean that person is showing the true character, true color. You need to go and check. And the sisters, another thing, when you ask the middle person, the best is actually to ask your brother or your father. If you're too scared to ask your father, you can ask your brother to go and find out about the man, or the brother and the man. So I remember my sister was getting married. I forced my brother to go and stalk this man, go and eat with this brother, just to know whether he's okay or not. Because, you know, it's the responsibility of the father and the brother to check on behalf of the sister. You understand that? If your sister, you have a sister want to get married, you have the responsibility to check, to make sure that she actually marrying the right person. And Allah will ask you, because you are the wali. You are the wali. So, so sister, sometimes our brothers and father doesn't understand. We need to request. So we need to request our brother to help. Please go and check this person, is it right or not. So in the end, the story about my friend, that's another story. I will tell you. This is life, brothers and sisters. Marriage is beautiful. Allah encouraged us to get married. The Prophet encouraged us to get married, and you should get married. However, marry with the right intention. At that time, she was like all other girls dating the man, you know, go and eat together and everything, got married to a grand marriage. And then suddenly to know after that, the husband, the family of the husband doesn't like her. The mother doesn't like her. They are very rich. My friend is very poor. She stays in a flat. Father already died. But she's beautiful, she's pretty. So the mother doesn't like her. So from the beginning until the end. So you know what the mother did? This is the one of the reason I asked Allah, and I asked her to make dua. So she doesn't want, of course nobody wants to end the marriage. She tried her extreme best not to end the marriage. For me, I asked Allah to give her the best, dunya and akhirah. as a good friend, that's what your doa is. You don't doa what your friend wants. You doa what Allah wants for your friend. So in the end, because the mother-in-law do sihir, you know sihir, black magic, right? Brothers and sisters, you know there's a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say, I can share you in the Telegram later about the hadith about the shaitan and iblis, and the best, and the iblis was congratulating the shaitan. You know every day the iblis will stay in his throne and all the shaitan will come to him, say, okay, and iblis, I made Amino play games non-stop today. No, just kidding. Amino lagi kena. So, I made somebody play games non-stop today. Don't pray, something like that. I made another person say apa mencarut bahasa Inggeris
Curse.
curse. Using cursing others, use the F word. The shaitan was telling the iblis. This one I add. The hadith was short, but this shaitan tell this person do that, and then there's this one shaitan, one of the apa nama ni tentera, you know what, the soldiers of iblis come to the iblis and was saying, iblis, what I did was I made two husband and wife quarrel, and by the end when I leave them, they were divorced. They jatuh talak, and then the iblis said, you are actually the best. This hadith from the Prophet. The highest ranking of the shaitan is actually to make the husband and wife separated, and this is their aim. So that's why when you got married, that's why it's not always sunshine and rainbow. We have our enemy with us. He doesn't want us to get married and happy. He will do anything to because once the family is broken, many bad things will come. So when there's divorce, there are many bad things. The daughter and son will not be taken care of properly, and maybe the Islam also doesn't care. You know, there are many bad things that happen when a family is broken. So that's why they try their extreme best to break a family. So you need to remember that when you got married, that's why you need to, your relationship with Allah need to be stronger, because you have an enemy attacking you. So this in my friend's story, the mother-in-law did black magic and sihir, and then at first I don't really, what do you call it, trust. But from her story, it's like crazy story. It's like many crazy story. When you hear crazy, you know it's not normal anymore. Then you know it's something not right. So and then she did ruqyah. She go and find out. She did ruqyah, and then it become worse. And in the end, the mother really hates her. He told the son, you choose the wife or me. The mother said. So then the son already eaten everything that the mother gave, and the son chose the mother and divorced her during the MCO just now this year. And then at that time, and the saddest thing is, she was staying with the mother, her mother staying with her, and during her marriage of 8 years of the marriage, she already married for 8 years. 8 years, she was like a slave to the family, and she didn't realize when you got black magic, you don't realize that people are abusing you. When she did ruqyah, then she realized, why are people doing this to me? So when and during the 8 years, she told me never, because the mother, her mother, staying in the same house with her and the husband. Never in 8 years, the husband invited the mother to eat together. Never. Can you imagine that? So how do you do that to your mother-in-law? From there you already know. But at that time he thinks, or maybe he say, okay maybe the husband wants time with her, not with the mother. But in the end, things happen, and now I will tell you the good story, the good ending. Mashallah, she becomes really Islamic, everything she remembers Allah, she take care of her prayer, she do a lot of zikir, and she always thank Allah. Beautiful. I think it's a beautiful ending to, although if you think it's like the marriage is broken, it's like nothing left for the sister, right? But actually she actually wins because she get closer to Allah, and that's what Allah wants. So when we want to get married, our intention is we want to get closer to Allah. So find somebody who can brings you closer to Allah, and you'll be bahagia di dunia dan di akhirat. You will be happy in this dunia and hereafter. Okay, so I think that's the end of intention of marriage. So if you already married, Ahmad Taufik and me, let's renew our intention. You can tell your friends as well to renew our intention for the sake of Allah, and every time, as long we need to bring the marriage for us closer to Allah. That's our intention, and we need to make it clear to our spouse as well. We marry because we want to go to Jannah together, right? So and all of you who haven't got married, make dua, make a lot of dua that Allah will find you the best spouse for you dunya and akhirah. Then you'll be together happy, inshallah, at the end, which is eternity in akhirah. And Allah will only, if you have a right intention, ikhlas, Allah will help you. Allah will help you. Don't worry. Okay, I think that's all. Before we end, let's make dua to one of our friends here in the class whose father died today. Today, Taufik.
Yesterday, madam.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah. So what's the brother's name? Shukri. His name what?
Shukri Ahmad Ikram.
Shukri Ahmad Ikram, the other army. If you remember, there are two armies in India. So the father died yesterday. So let's make dua. May Allah forgive his father and put him in the highest abode with the Salihin wa Mu'minin. And we make dua that Allah give him and his family patience. Life is too short. Please take care, and then be grateful to your parents. You need, while our parents are still alive, we need to contact them and then let them know that we love and care them, okay, before they leave us. This is a reminder to all of you. So just if you haven't called or talked to your parents for a while, go talk to them and then say that you appreciate them before they leave us, and make a lot of do amal soleh, because this amal soleh will go to them. Be a good person, then your parents will also be happy. Okay, with that, let's close the class with a dua. Can we have a brother who haven't recited yet to make dua for tonight before we end?
Can I recite the dua, madam?
Yes, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala syafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma ahdina bil iman wa amisna bil iman wa adkhilna al jannata ma'al iman. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wa liwalidayna warhamhuma kama rabbayana saghira. Allahumma akhtim lana bi husnil khatimah wa la takhtim alayna bi su'il khatimah. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Jazakallahu khairan, Brother Ahmad Taufik, for the dua. So let's close. Inshallah, see you all again next week. And if you friends who cannot be here, ask them to just watch the recordings. Let's close the class with Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-Asr. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asr. Innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilus solihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Okay, inshallah we close. Thank you everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, madam.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Thank you, doctor.
Wassalam.